gonna happen. Eric's gonna quit out of this. It's not gonna work. All right, here we go. A day late, but better late than never. Hello, internets. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And I'm in your countries blowing up your planes.
And you're listening to Just Cool Enough, a show that just doesn't work without me. It's literally impossible to do this show without me.
Too soon, Joe? Was that too soon?
It caught me off guard, but our show does advertise that uncomfortably funny feeling, and like that's the tagline, and you have just succeeded.
The problem is that was uncomfortable, but not really that funny.
It was just uncomfortable.
Because it was pro-Ukrainian or pro-Russian Ukrainians that blew up the plane, and in the 80s, America did blow up an Iranian passenger plane for no apparent reason.
No apologies, Ike. Welcome, comrade, to Just Cool Enough. A day late and $1 short, but it doesn't matter. Just Cool Enough is here to stay.
Putting Putin in Just Putin Enough.
Just Putin enough. So I asked.
We have been in the past. We've been incredibly pro-Putin in the past. I have to say, it's
only because we ride around bears with our shirts off.
Yeah.
Wrestling alligators.
And we do slant towards very pro-Putin in this podcast for some reason.
Putin.
He's the personification of a Bond villain. Like he looks like he's probably got a man in his tuxedo hanging over some sharks or something, slowly being lowered in.
He has like a small like Korean dude that just does odd jobs for him here and there.
Well,
they call him Random Task.
They already had that sexy Russian lady who was spying on stuff that later got put in Playboy.
Right. I hope Agent Random Task doesn't get, like caught. So he's playing slabbers only in the temple. You'll never catch him. He's too small. And there's a guy named Bites after him, but he can't reach him.
Anyways, you guys said you prepared a show. So
no, I didn't really. I was just building up your expectations. I was like, oh man, I had this whole show prepared and everything. It was going to be amazing.
Thanks guys for listening. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Duncor, D-U-N-C-O-R. But until next week, fuck off. Okay,
C-U-N.
That's the show?
C-U-N.
Okay, because I got
C-U-N-T. Yeah, C-U-N-T-D-U-R, core. Okay, anyway, so actually we have an email here, but it's in my personal email inbox. And, a while back, a few listeners got in contact and was like, where the hell has Jack Move been? And I got curious, so I did some investigative reporting. And by that, I mean I emailed... By that, I mean I emailed Jack Move. And he says, I said, hey, Jack Move, many people have been asking about you. Where have you been? This is what I'm going to read what Jack Move said. I'm going to read an email. I better take the mic off, just in case. Hey, long time no email. I'm great. My job changed its rules, and I no longer am able to listen to headphones or anything at work. Therefore, I do not listen to any podcasts anymore. It's quite lame. Also, Jack Move Jr. is due to show up on Monday the 21st. That's of this month, people. That means it already passed. That means Jack Move Jr. could be on this earth. I really hope the show is going well. I've stopped my subscription. I have not stopped my subscription because I love you guys. Tell Eric to get a job. Say hi to Ike, and you should probably fuck off. Thanks, Jack Move.
I put in an application.
To get a job or fuck off?
Both. Oh. Yeah. Well, actually, the job is at a club called Fuck Off.
Yeah.
It's a comedy club. Tons of love, Jack Move, sent from my iPhone. Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, man, he keeps giving us like $2 every month, right? And I was like, Jack Move, if you're not listening, just don't give us the money. But he was like, no, I'm going to keep the money going. So I felt bad because he has this kid on the way and everything. I'm like, man, he's such a good listener. He deserves to be rewarded.
That's why you'll never be as successful as Blizzard Entertainment, because you go and tell people, well, hey, listen, you're not using it anymore. You might as well stop paying. Whereas Blizzard's like, you're not playing anymore? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Joe does not speak.
You pay me.
He does not speak for Just Cool Enough. Keep the money running, people. Do not stop donating. I swear to God, please. God damn it.
If this asshole Jack Move continues to donate to us $2 a month, and he doesn't even listen to the show anymore.
Else who does listen?
A penny. a mere pittance. Why? You could clearly donate more if you wanted to. Please, you should be telling them to donate more. God damn it.
Donate $5 a month to make up for Jack Move's donation that he's not going to do it anymore. Now that I mentioned it, he's just going to be like, no, fuck that. It's not cool. Anyway, I sent him some stuff for his babies out of my personal account, and I said it was from all of us, so you're welcome, assholes. I sent him some Pampers Sensitive baby wipes, 440 of them, and then I sent him a 128 count of newborn diapers to his house, and then I realized his address changed. So I had to contact Amazon, and I was like, Amazon, I fucked up, and I ordered all these diapers and shit to go to this address. Can you change it? They're like, nope, it's already out of the truck. But then they fixed it, so awesome, Amazon. I had to order it again, though, but I wrote on the gift certificate, I wrote a note for Jack Move, and this is from all of us. Just cool enough baby care pro tip. Poke the soft spot on the top of the newborn's head to engage turbo mode. Congrats on all your new things.
Joe did that without the express consent of any of us. So for the record, for any future litigation, none of us were involved with that in any of this.
If you poke the soft top of a newborn's head, that's turbo. That's like
is that why?
I'm with Eric. Now the baby's gonna have brain damage because you're like turbo.
Yeah. Great. Now in 30 years, the baby's gonna be doing a podcast on the fucking internet like you.
just fucked up enough. I don't know where I got the idea.
Poke me in the head.
Thanks to some guys on the internet.
Yeah, your parents did that, and then realized it was a stupid fucking idea, but didn't want to tell you that they fucked you up and not you two brothers, so they said, no, we did it for turbo mode. That's why you're speedy, because you're so fast. You're like, really, Mom? And you're like, yeah, it's because you're so fast. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Mikey and Anthony aren't going to be fast like me. No, we wouldn't do that to them.
This explains a lot about, my imagination and my dreams.
But really quickly, since we're on retarded children, why is your brother taking naked pictures with his cat, and putting them on Facebook?
It's art, Ike. It's clearly art.
I must have missed that one.
Don't you read anything? It's totally art. By the way, so yeah, Jack Move is alive and well. I haven't got any word on his baby yet. I asked him, because I'm a good reporter, I asked for an update, and he has not commented since, so he probably...
if it's a boy, it should be named Joseph Eric Michael.
That actually sounds like a very distinguished name. Joseph Eric Michelson.
No, you gotta put it in alphabetical order.
Oh, I see. But yeah, but Eric Joseph Michael doesn't...
Actually, I think that sounds nicer, to be frank. Eric Joseph, and then Michael could be like his middle name, so nobody says it.
Michael can be his Catholic name, like because I'm Eric Edward, and then my Catholic name was Joseph for when I got my communion, so I'm Eric Edward Joseph Record.
I wanted to make my communion name Joseph. They wouldn't let me. Or not? It's not communion. What is the sacraments?
It's your first communion.
No. You do a thing when you're in like 9th grade.
That's your first communion.
No, that's
when you drink the blood of Christ for the first time, and they give you the bread and whatnot. It's your first communion. I mean, it's a whole thing. Oh, it's confirmation. Confirmation, that's the one. You buy a giant ass fucking white candle for no reason, and then your uncles come over and drink all your parents' booze.
And they give you money. It's like a baby shower for Catholics in 9th grade.
I didn't get any fucking money.
Well, then you fucked up, dude. You should go into Italian.
I just got a bunch of fucking uncles come over, drink all my parents' booze, and eat all the fucking cheeses that they bought.
I'm pretty sure my Catholic middle name was Michael, right? Yeah.
I don't know. You picked it.
I don't know. You guys know a lot about me, so I don't know what if I've said it before. But I did it to honor Michael Dodge, not the Archangel that slayed the devil. Who would have known? Now
I'm not a big Catholic
Do you have
man myself, but I want to say I looked up in a baby book what Michael means, and it means one who is like God. And I think I've said this before on the show, but if I'm anything like God, I feel bad for everyone who believes in
I like God's sense of humor.
Ike, do you have a Catholic name, and is it Eric? Because I would bring the circle complete. Joseph, Michael.
No, but
Please be Eric.
I don't, but I will go get confirmed and make it Eric.
I'll take Richard or Rick.
Rick, Saint Rick. What is that like?
Know.
That's like the guy who cleans up Rudolph's shit for Saint Nick. It's like Saint Rick. Oh God, he's Slayer of Zombies. Oh my gosh. So, asked for some topics to talk about on Facebook, and the only suggestion that
you asked for questions for people who ask questions. We got some good questions. We got this one from a listener who I don't think has written in before, but he asked the question. Number one, who the hell do you think you are? And number two, how dare you? That's from Eric Reichert on Facebook. Thank you, Eric, for that.
Who the hell did you think you are? I think I'm the second.
That was the second question.
Oh.
No, the second question was, how dare you? The first
okay.
question, who the hell do you think you are?
All right.
I declare. Who the hell do you think you are? Those are two pertinent questions. I mean,
we got another one.
Hold on. Maybe this is a really like deep question. Maybe this is just like what is consciousness, or who? What are you? What is
I don't want to
human? You know, like this could be a really deep, insightful question.
Exactly. Like I don't want to put words in this guy's mouth. I've never met him, so I don't know. I mean, he could be.
He's probably really smart.
Yeah, he sounds smart. He sounds like he's really smart and has sex with all the ladies, like so many sex.
Lots of them.
He does the sex all the time, I'm sure.
All 6 different ways. Published in our book, Just Cool Enough: 6 Ways to Have Sex with All the Women.
Yeah. It's Just Cool Enough. Doing sex with women's.
Sex with women. 3 easy steps to do the sex with women 6 times.
Yeah. Do all the sexes. This one from Nathan says social repercussions on citizens during the decline of the Ottoman Empire. Social repercussions were World War I. Which led to the Versailles Treaty, which penalized Germany for a war. They didn't technically start; they were just really good at war until America came in and sort of finished them off, and then started the rise of the Nazis. So social repercussions.
I was going to say, you're bringing it around to the Nazis. We could actually bring that further into, the unrest and into current day. If there was a true Middle Eastern superpower like the Ottoman Empire, I think there would be a lot less.
I'll tell you some positives.
Okay.
The movie Gallipoli. The movie Gallipoli about a World War I movie, one of Mel Gibson's first movies. Really great movie about Australians fighting in World War I against the Ottoman Empire. Good movie.
Well, that's really good. That's really good. And also, because the Ottoman Empire was extinct now, pretty much.
Not pretty much.
No, it's maybe there's
it's definitive. It's pretty definitive that the Ottoman Empire doesn't exist anymore.
Maybe that there's pockets somewhere, like pockets of resistance.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's pretty definitive.
No, pretty sure.
I heard the Ottoman Empire was really well known for its furniture.
Yeah.
God damn it, Ike.
They actually. Fun fact: Ottoman Empire invented the chaise lounge.
But who invented the daybed?
I don't know.
That was the Greek,
Romans.
Just like everybody.
Speaking of Romans, I got to see. I went to this California Science Center today, and they did their Pompeii exhibit, which is pretty awesome. Got to see
a bunch of charred bodies.
No, they do. They have their resin cats of the actual like people there. They have that.
Did
but
you
they
say
also
resin
just have
casts or resin cats? Like they were cats that were cast in resin.
No cats. No casts. ST. But yeah, you could see like the people like the guy lying on the stairs going like, and stuff like that.
Or the always comical mother with baby in hand being burned alive. That's a good
No,
one.
they didn't have
Crowd
that,
pleaser.
but they did have pregnant lady going like this.
Oh yeah, pregnant lady on hands and knees getting burned alive. That's another crowd pleaser too. Yeah, good ones. You saw some good ones. Were there
I
any?
took a picture of some armor from the gladiators and stuff. It was cool.
If you were going to die in a disaster, I mean, like, what one would you want to be destroyed in?
Well, I mean, a lot of the people that died in Pompeii either had like pieces of their houses fall on them or suffocated from the soot. You know.
Right. Yeah. So suffocation, I think, is pretty shitty,
I mean,
right?
like, yeah, it's over quick. Suffocation. You know, after about 2 minutes you pass out, and then after another 6 to 8 you're dead.
Dead, like not mostly dead. Dead.
Totally dead.
No, you're brain dead.
All dead.
You're brain dead at that point.
Not part dead.
Yeah.
Like so dead. It's
The
like
best
I
imagine
what you're playing.
freezing.
Dead.
I don't know. From what I hear, freezing to death is the best way because you get colder and colder and colder, and then suddenly you start to feel warm, and then you just fall asleep.
Yeah, like that's a really good idea. It's like being covered by a gentle blanket of death.
That's the same way when I pee myself in the wintertime. That's how I feel.
I
It's
don't
like colder, and then I get warmer.
Wait a second. Is your pee like reverse?
Yeah, but then you get cold.
Yeah, then
You
it's
get
got
the
to
pee
freeze.
juice, that's it.
That just means you have to pee more. I drink
You gotta
lots of water
drink-
when I'm outside.
You just keep hydrated. Just cool enough pro tip, keep hydrated so you can pee yourself constantly while walking in nature. Man,
Yeah.
we should write a book of these things.
That's the next book. After we teach people how to do sex with all the ladies.
And take care of the babies that they're going to have.
Yeah, then we teach them about our money-saving tips. Who needs air conditioning when you just piss the bed?
See, I think I'm going to start a tradition. Anybody who donates over $200 to Just Cool Enough, I'm going to send them a pack of diapers in honor
Oh,
of
so
Jack.
nobody? So
No,
nobody
Jack
ever?
Jack Move has. I calculated it. I'm like, holy shit! This guy deserves at least a pack of diapers from us. Anyway, yeah. So I saw the movie Transformers 4.
I've heard terrible, terrible things.
Eric, did you hear anything
That was
about
a stupid idea. I heard that I didn't want to ever see that I want to see it, but I'm not going to pay fucking money for it. I'm not going to pay $14 goddamn to go see it and eat some shitty popcorn and stuff. I'll like fucking rent it on Netflix. I'll probably wait till it's streaming on Netflix, honestly.
Please, just okay. So I really get dragged into these movies because my brothers, they like these kind of movies, and not that it's not okay to like terrible movies once in a while, but it's just like it's like eating at Applebee's and pretending it's the best meal ever. These people that go to these movies and are just like, oh, it was so sweet, so good.
I'm telling you,
No,
I don't know.
it wasn't that great. But no,
Could you
I
have
had
possibly Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because that movie is incredible. That's such a good movie. And it's got apes on horses with machine guns, and it's still like it's also an incredible character piece with actual drama and character development and amazing storytelling. But also apes on horseback firing machine guns.
So the thing about Transformers 4, it was very like self-aware, and it definitely didn't take itself too seriously. But even though it was like one of those movies that was like over the top, and you knew it was kind of not even comic book. It was comical how much destruction and stuff was in this movie. It just there was just no story. It was awful. Just stay away from this movie. Wait till it comes out on Netflix, for God's sakes.
I realized one of the weird things about that is Optimus Prime, who's like the war is coming and I don't want to fight. He is the most violent of all of the Transformers in the Decepticons.
No,
he straight up murders people constantly. Like the end of the last movie, Transformers 3, ends with a robot begging for his life, saying "No, Optimus, no!" and then him shooting him in the goddamn face. Like,
yeah,
he's
but
this
Optimus
violent
Prime doesn't kill
sociopath.
people. Unless you count the first, this whole time it's like, I don't kill people, I'm Optimus Prime, and then, like, 5 minutes into the scene where Optimus Prime is around for the first time, he's killing people. And like, does nobody notice he just flipped over like 6 Suburbans? I guarantee you, at least one person died in that. And then like at the end of the movie, here's a spoiler alert: he shoots a person. It was like supposed to be this dramatic moment, but I'm like, he killed like 50 people at the start of the fucking movie. How is this even dramatic? It's stupid.
It's always...
The woman character was just a damsel in distress and wasn't even good and was more annoying. Not even hot. Nah, she was alright looking, but still, it doesn't like she was like eye candy the whole time. Did nothing for the story but scream.
Oh wait, you're telling me there's a Michael Bay movie where he basically just hires a teenage model and then films her like a car commercial?
It was like it wasn't even like a car commercial. It was like softcore porn, but not even.
Michael Bay.
It was shitty soft. It wasn't even shitty softcore porn. It was robot porn. That's the whole thing. Like if they would have just like fucking cut the shit, dude. Have one character be like, we need to get to the moon, and then fucking robots. That's all you need. You don't need any of this bullshit, complicated stuff. It tries to be smarter than it is, and then the stupid people are like, oh, it's smart because of this thing. Well, it's not. Damn it, it sucks.
No, his movies are never smart.
Oh God, it just like I'm sitting there and like there was long, boring parts. I'm like, what the fuck? I came here to see monsters blow each other up. This is not what I'm. What a terrible movie.
That's why you gotta go see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
No,
There's
okay.
apes, and they got guns and they ride horses.
The worst part about it, my two brothers, Anthony and Michael, they loved it. They loved it. Like, oh, that was sweet. I'm like, yeah. And I just like got peer pressured into agreeing with them. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to like smash their dream. Like, hey guys, Santa Claus isn't real. Goosh, you know. I was just like, yeah, no, it was good.
Well, maybe next time you can, I don't know, show a little bit of a fucking spine and maybe expand their taste. Say, hey, I know you guys want to watch this, but can we watch? I promise you that like Planet of the Apes has got plenty of action. It's tense. It's just a great, like, even though half the characters are fucking apes, it is just a really amazing human drama, you know.
And of the Planet of the Apes movies so far, I think this has been, of the new ones, has been the best of the lot of them. Even though it has a large amount of CG, but it's really well done and put together, and interaction is really well done.
I was watching a review, and they were talking about how at some points you forget that this is a big-budget special effects movie because you're just focused on these apes and they're incredible characters. They all have very clear arcs and wants and needs. It's not like humans are the bad guys in this. It's just like fucking humans need this and apes need this, and those needs fucking can't come. They can't work together. It's impossible to work out. So there's gonna be conflict. It's inevitable.
My gosh. Well, you know what? You're totally right. Like I cherish this time so much with my brothers, just like this hangout time, this bro time, and I don't want anything to ruin it, right? So I just sat there and took the knee. They enjoyed the movie, and I was just like, it wasn't even all right. It was definitely below par, but it was a fun time, you know, like.
It turns out, I heard at the end, that Optimus Prime is actually Ghost the entire time.
I mean, goddamn. And obviously they set it up for. It was just fucking shit.
I think part of it is your brothers are kind of young. They're younger than us, and right. I mean, we were all kind of dumb and stupid and watched stupid crap when we were younger. And
I like the first Transformers.
Yeah, no, the first Transformers, because it shows fucking restraint. It's amazing, because you don't see any Transformers for, like, the first third of the movie, and then they just kind of, when the Transformers fight for the second third, you kind of only get a glimpse of it, and then by the end of the movie, it's just straight-up robots punching each other, and it builds up.
Which is what you want. It was a build-up. This one was just like...
But they can't do that with the sequels. They can't build up again, because you've seen the robots, so you just want to see them punch each other now.
Well, that's, like, this whole Transformers movie, it was just like a porn where it just immediately the guy just ejaculates all over the place, and then he just keeps ejaculating. You're like, all right, I get it. No, I get it. It's still
it's like
happening.
It's like
and then he stops for a little bit.
The first Transformers is like a striptease. You know, the woman slowly taking her clothes off.
Yeah, it's sexy.
And then you're like, yay, tits! And the rest of them open up on tits, and you're like, sweet tits.
And then
so it's just gonna be tits, and then like more tits show up, and you're like, oh. Yeah, and then suddenly...
this one opens up with her putting her clothes on.
It's after it's all like gross and stuff. She puts her clothes back on.
She's just lying in bed, and she's lying in bed just texting.
That's me. There was parts of it where it felt like that. It's like, are you seriously just like... I broke my rule. because I had to go to the bathroom, I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom during this film because
and
this
I won't
film
feel
sucks.
like I missed anything.
I know. I'm like, all right, I got to time it just right. And then I'm like, wait, I could miss this entire movie and understand every part of this movie. Not that you have to have a complex story to have a good movie, but, you know,
like, you
a
lived
consistent
at the worst
storyline
possible
would make
time.
sense.
That the 5 minutes you were gone was the one where literally it was just a shot of Michael Bay saying that his entire career is just a art piece to talk about the state of entertainment in this country, and that he's no longer doing these shitty films, that he's actually not releasing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's all been a fucking joke, all been an elaborate ruse, 20 years in the making, and that he's going to go back to just painting again, his true passion. And then the movie starts up again, and that's when you showed up.
Yes, maybe that's exactly what happened. No, I went over to my brother. I'm like, did I miss anything? And he's like, no. Good timing when you left. I'm like, you could have said that at any part of the whole movie, and you could miss 10 minutes. It would have been fucking fine. I just like took a stroll. I'm
There's
like,
this comedian. There's this comedian, Jordan Morris, does this character at the UCB occasionally, coked up Michael Bay. He always just comes out like covered in white powder, and he's mostly just yelling. But he's like, I'm an innovator. I innovated with the Ninja Turtles. I gave them nostrils because that's how ideas get in your head.
Oh gosh. So stay away from Transformers for, I don't know. It hasn't been out for a long time. I just feel like bitching about it is like an old crotchety man kind of thing.
You couldn't wait 2 weeks to see fucking. You couldn't either convince them to see Dawn of the Planet Apes or wait 2 weeks to see Guardians of the Galaxy, which oh god, I hope that's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be good. It seems like it's going to be good, but I don't know.
I hope they haven't just shown all the really good parts in the trailers.
Guardians of the Galaxy, you're building this thing up like crazy, and all of my nerd friends are just like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, oh, circle jerk, oh, fuck yeah. But what the fuck? Is that like, is it actually, I don't understand why it's so cool to everyone. Like, I've never heard of these guys before. They're just like, oh,
they're sort of like the
cool thing.
They're sort of kind of like the off-brand Marvel heroes out in space. There's kind of like, imagine a team of 4 Han Solos.
Okay, I love the movie.
One of the Han Solos is a talking raccoon, and is directed by the guy who made Slither and Super, and also written by James Gunn. So it looks really awesome.
James Gunn, the guy on the Style Channel that.
No, James Gunn, the director of Slither and Super. And also the writer of this 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, God.
Or at least the first one. I don't know if he wrote the second one.
I don't know if that bodes well for you.
No, he wrote them and made his money, and then he's like, I made $3 million writing that script. I bought this house.
I understand. Do what you got to do.
His own movies are much better.
So that's the same guy that critiques clothing, right?
No.
Totally different dude.
I think that's like Tom Gunn or Leonard Gunn.
It's Saint Gunn.
Yeah, Saint Gunn.
Anyway, so yeah, Transformers sucked. There's no story. It blows ass. But
Shocked face.
Yeah, I know, right? I went into it like, okay, yeah, it's fuck it, I'm done talking about it. So ESPN3 is showing Dota Championship Finals.
I'm sorry,
what?
I didn't. I just. Sorry.
Why does that make you laugh like that, Eric?
I don't know. I guess like I don't watch competitive esports. I don't really but I don't really watch any sports, so I'm not. But it just, and I'm glad that esports is making a name for itself, and that's great. But I just feel like the MOBA, I don't understand why it's MOBAs that are doing it. Like why it is that, you know, League of Legends and Dota 2 and all that shit is what's finally breaking down the barriers, and not like fucking StarCraft or CounterStrike or any of these other games that I feel have a lot more tactical appeal, have a lot more strategy, have a lot more teamwork.
I think it's because Dota is simple to explain but very hard to master. And something like Counter-Strike or something like whatever other games you were talking about.
I can see
You know, like
StarCraft is hard. It's armies, but like.
No,
like
Dota. You got 3 lanes and you got 2 teams, and this team has to get here.
CounterStrike is just dudes running around shooting each other, and
right, there's no story to it. It's just dudes running around. You know, you could be a lone wolf, but in Dota you have this team of people, and you have to work in strategy, and there could be mistakes. And there's more of a story to it. I could see why this makes sense.
I mean, CounterStrike is and StarCraft 2, for instance, is two guys sitting and being completely quiet, tapping on keyboards, incredibly micromanaging tons of different units and jumping around. So, whereas Dota 2 is a group of 3 to 5 12-year-old boys calling each other gay and then screaming into microphones. So I can tell you're right. You're right. It's the game that deserves.
There's so much more story behind it, Eric. Like these teams from around the world are incredibly diverse. You have they're sitting there yelling at each other. There's drama and action, and it's really for you of all people not to appreciate the drama and the
what do you mean you people?
Glory, you people.
What do you have to say about my German heritage, huh?
I'm not talking about your German heritage.
We won the World Cup, Joe. We won the World Cup. You don't get to talk about Hitler anymore.
So what about the idea that at least...
No, you're right. Now that you caught up to Italy in the World Cup, you get to do your thing. I was talking about people that have their donuts on their bed, that have donut-shaped pillows. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Then why don't you just say that?
I know it's not the first
I didn't want it to be racist.
But maybe the positive way to
shut up. We're telling the jokes that aren't funny.
Yeah. Okay. I'm waiting for the jokes to happen, Eric. Like, what were you gonna say?
I forgot. No, maybe rather than dwelling on the fact that very few that it's Dota, we should be at least applauding the fact that some more gaming is making it onto the public circuit.
Yeah, that's what I said. Television. Like I don't begrudge it, but I just feel like fucking a Street Fighter tournament, I feel, has just as much strategy and drama as a fucking Dota game. So why the fuck not Street Fighter?
Well, because it was a different time.
I wouldn't watch it anyways. I don't care. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to watch any of this shit anyway either. But I'm just saying it's interesting that this stuff's going to be. Maybe I'll sit back and watch a championship match of the Dota finals and things like that. I actually, I could see myself doing that.
If you want to watch fucking League of Legends on ESPN 9, go ahead. Like, that's your thing. Like, so if somebody watches it. Yeah. So somebody's watching it. Like, somebody's watching all that women's softball.
Did you? Well, there's obvious reasons why you watch women's softball.
Yeah, for the competition.
Volleyball, actually.
Yeah.
No, it was actually volleyball.
You watch women. No, that's women's tennis because it's just girls walking around going.
You don't. The best sport to watch is sand volleyball by ladies sand volleyball. Oh my gosh, that's better than Transformers. Michael Bay just
misogynist.
Yeah, well, I am. Okay, fine. You got me. Hey, did you see the free-to-play documentary that Valve put out? It's about Dota finals and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, never played it. Don't like MOBAs. No, thank you.
Dude, you should watch it. Spend an hour of your life and watch it.
No, I already saw Real Sports with Brian Gumbel talked about League of Legends a couple of months ago. I know. It's like, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, they talked about it. Soledad O'Brien went to the League of Legends championships and interviewed a bunch of fat Korean guys and talked to them, and it was interesting. I see. It's like I watch Real Sports with Brian Gumbel because I like the stories, but I don't give a shit about sports. Like I was watching it the other day, and it was some great stories about the decline of golf and all this shit with FIFA and Qatar and the World Cup in 2022, and like all the human rights violations and how Qatar is basically builds everything on slave labor and stuff. And it's cool. It's a great story. A lot of great journalism going on there. I'm not gonna watch the fucking World Cup though.
Wait, you didn't watch the World Cup?
I watched the last 5 minutes of one of the matches. I think
What's the World Cup?
It's over. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Germany won everything. Yeah. They win all the stuff except for the war. If you won the war, stand up. That's what the British people do to the Germans when they come and play. It's the
because England won the war. They won World War II, World War I.
I guess they should make
that history.
American.
I remember that history lesson where World War I happened and England didn't need America's help whatsoever, and then Germany invaded Poland and took over most of Europe and started bombing England, and certainly didn't need any of America's help. So they did it all by themselves.
When you win the war, if you won the war, stand up, and then all the British people call their American friends and ask them to stand up for them. That's how it goes.
That war that happened 75 years ago? Yeah, is that your only glory?
I know, right? Like, well, America still rides the glory of World War II. We've been doing that for years. That's been our game. Like, that's been our shtick for so long.
We're a nation that's barely 200 years old. Something like
we're coming out strong. Like we're like a supernova.
Some of our oldest buildings were built in the 80s. You know, like we're a new country still. Like, fucking England used to run this shit.
Yeah, they're having a couple off years. You know, like they're in the rebuilding phase. Our country's like The U.S. is like
steadily in the decline. Yes.
Yeah, like
that's the correct term.
We peaked, and now we're like looking for a new team or something. We're like, oh fuck, everything's wrong. We gotta get a new trainer or something. It's steadily in decline. So yeah, there you go. That's the geopolitical topics that we wanted to talk about today.
Well, speaking of geopolitical stuff, Dungeons and Dragons 5.0, guys. We gonna play? We gonna play?
I think we're gonna play next week.
When?
After the show.
Okay. I don't think I'm doing anything. But yeah, like we're gonna try and play. I spent a lot of fucking time setting up the campaign in Roll20. So if we don't use it, I'm gonna be super pissed because it's a long time.
I love the smile that you have on your face. You're just like, if you don't use this thing, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna murder you in your sleep.
No, I'll just fucking go with my group I'm already playing. I'm like, hey, who wants to play fucking 5.0 with me? Because I've got this shit set up and my friends are assholes. But yeah, like I
wait, who are your friends?
The people I play with on Mondays.
So
but yeah,
you're talking to them and then you called them an asshole.
No, I called you an asshole. Wait,
were your
No, he said the friends he plays with. He didn't refer to us being his friends. Don't get confused.
Yeah.
I just get so excited when Eric says we're his friends. I'm like, we do exist in his life outside of this.
Not really, because the people I know that are kind of my friends, I don't like bringing it up. They'll be like, hey, yeah, I got a podcast. Oh, with you? 3 guys I know from the internet. That's how I refer to you guys. 2 guys I know from the internet.
Hey, anytime you want to jump ship and start your new comedy podcast, Ike and I will sit here and rebuild the pieces, slowly. We'll find a new Eric
but we know what happens when Eric's not around. The internet doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, every week we'll try to do a show, and then the show will just not work. Sorry, guys. Google's not letting us do our thing. Magic Eric's not around.
Yeah. I'm only bringing this up because I created this whole fucking campaign and built I've got most of the fucking the campaign from the starter set built there, and nobody's joined. Like I created a Facebook thing and I was like, here's all the stuff you gotta do. You just click this link. Here's all the documentations. The basic rules are free.
Dude, how did you get all those basic rules? Like I've been reading.
The basic rules are free. They're free. Anyone can go to Wizards of the Coast website and get the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons basic rules. They're absolutely free for anyone.
Essentially, what you're buying when you buy the starter kit is a set of dice and some pre-made. And maybe the pre-made campaign.
You get a set of dice. You get a rule book. It's more of a reference book. It doesn't have everything in it as much as the basic rules. You get 4 pre-built characters ready to jump in, and a really
5 pre-built.
Yeah, 5 pre-built characters and a full-fledged campaign. That's really great for. And also the campaign has a ton of different types of monsters in it, so it's a great groundwork for building your own campaigns. I may or may not already have an alpha version of the player's handbook that was leaked. So So there's that. But yeah, so if you bought the starter set, it's got everything you really need to start a campaign and also come up with your own ideas. It's got a ton of different monsters. It's got all their values and shit like that. So it's a great value. I also I last week I was like, I've got this campaign set, and then Ike was talking to me about this, and I was like, I kind of want to try this with my sketch group, see if anyone. So I just emailed them, and I was like, does anyone be interested? We've been talking about doing a board game night. Anyone interested in maybe playing Dungeons and Dragons? It'll be super easy. I'll do all the hard work. You just have to show up. And they were like, yes, come over tonight. So it was like,
awesome.
Me and 3 people, and I ran the first part. A little bit of the campaign already, and it was interesting. It was my first time running a game. I think one of them had a little experience, but not really any. So it was like 3 complete noobs and a noob DM and stuff, and they seemed to like it. I see if we can't continue the campaign at a later date. I bought a pack of 105 polyhedral die. So we could, because I only had that one set that came with it. So I was like, yeah, everyone has to share it. Now that we don't have to share it, I have 15 complete sets of dice, so we can all share it. But yeah, it's interesting playing with real people, though.
I've been reading through the player's handbook, and I'm going through and trying to wrap my head around it, but I already picked my character. What I'm going to do is be a mage with charisma and 1 spell. It's going to be really good, guys. I'm going to have charisma, lots of charisma.
Very, very friendly, very good looking, and I can cast 1 spell.
You can do that. If you guys want to build your own characters, I'm totally down to help you guys build your characters.
I really was thinking, I want to be so charismatic that people they can't, it's impossible for them to
You can very much do that. If you want to bluff your way through the game, I will allow that. As your DM,
just like life.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to. Every DM has his own approach, and I'm fucking new to this, so it's hard to say. But I really just want it to be an amazing story. Like when I was playing with my friends, they were fucking comedians, so they do weird shit. Like one guy was like, "Oh, and I have about 100 cats. They're my familiars." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. You have a bunch of cats following you. They can't fight, though." That was a stipulation. I was like, "They can't fight and they can't do anything really to help you. They can't He's like, "Yeah, whatever." So he captured this goblin, and he was like, "We need to hide these bodies." He's like, "I have my cats eat the bodies." I was like, "Yes, I will allow that. No roll. You've got cats now. I said that you could. Yeah, your cats eat the goblins, so now there's no trace of them."
Okay.
I had one of my drow character had 3 incorporeal chipmunks named Alan, Simon, and Theodore, and they could fly and they could go through walls. So they walk through my character's head back and forth, and a lot of the time during the campaign, it was a question of whether or not the drow was controlling the 3 chipmunks, or whether or not the chipmunks are actually controlling the drow.
I was playing one of my favorite games we played this sort of one-off arena thing where our DM likes to put in skill challenges and stuff like that in between fights, and it's really fun. And one of the things was it was the first time rolling my goblin rogue, and I had really high thievery, so I just kept there was this table of gold, so I'd be like, okay, I do a flip over the table and throw a shuriken, but I'm gonna roll for thievery because I'm gonna do a flip, but also steal some of these coins and hope that nobody in my party sees me. I kept doing it. At one point, a party member got pissed at me, shot an arrow at me, and it hit me, and I was like, I fly back. And I roll thievery because as I hit the table, I'm gonna scoop some more into my pocket, and nobody sees it. And then the guy picks up this magical stone that's supposed to teleport us, and then I was like, I run past him and I roll thievery to steal it from him. And he's like, yeah, it works. And his perception doesn't see it, so he gets to the teleporter, and it's like, ha, wait, where's the stone? And I was like, I don't know. That was the point when he shot me with an arrow.
This is going to be a lot of fun. The stipulation that Sarah said, because Sarah, it's going to be you, Eric. It's going to be you, Ike, myself, and then Amanda said she was going to play Ike's girlfriend, and then Sarah said that she was going to play my girlfriend. But Sarah said under the stipulation that it has to be kind of like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you can play as much, and also the 5.0 is kind of difficult, especially if I'm a stickler for the rules. People are probably going to die pretty quickly. I had to kind of. It was kind of like when I was playing with my friends, I kind of had to like bend the rules a little bit. I was like, yeah, no, you take a short rest and gain all your hit points back, which you can't do that, but okay. And then I was like, and it was like, it's like you're not dead, you're unconscious, and you just roll saves. And if you get 3 fails in a row, then you're dead.
Then you're
and then
really
he got
dead.
He got 2 fails in a row, and then he was about to like roll his 3rd, and I was like, well, they're out of combat, so they stabilized you, so you don't have to roll. I was like, God damn, like. So like I was being kind of easy on them.
The
and
DM
also,
taketh the DM, or
well, also they had none of them had really played Dungeons and Dragons. They all wanted to be DPS. So there was no tank or healer with them. So and they were 3-manning it, which I really should have scaled back the fights a little more. If we meet again, we probably will meet again, and we don't get any extra people. I will scale back the fights because they are kind of difficult. They're very balanced for 4 to 5 people, and with a tank and healer. If you're just a wizard, a ranger, and a rogue, it's kind of going to be difficult. Though they did pretty well. They snuck up behind the boss and like fucking backstabbed him, and I was like, oh yeah, you eviscerate him, and he turns to around, not even noticing this fucking halfling that stabbed him, and goes, it's not supposed to be this way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this sounds like a lot of fun. So
it can be. Like that's what's fun. It's making up a story. That's what I like about it. So my big thing as a GM is I want you guys to think way outside of the box. Like think of like whatever. It's like, can I pick up a rock and throw it and distract? Yes, roll for that. Like I want that to be a thing. I don't want you to just go, okay, time to roll initiative, fight, walk to the next room, fight. I want you to think of really weird, creative stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
like this.
I like to ground mine in some in reality, in the sense that like there are people in my world that you don't mess with because they are just too powerful at the time. Doesn't mean you won't come across them later, see them later, whatever. But I've had a few players who are like, that guy looks really badass. We're gonna attack him. I'm like, go for it. And the creature they're up against like level 14, they're at like level 2, and he just turns around and like wipes the party. Yeah, I'm like, that's because you're an idiot. You don't mess with them. Or two guys who tried to take on a giant, and the giant, like, I did it so that when the giant swung, he hit one of the player's arms into a tree and broke his arm that he uses to wield his sword hand. So now they're running around with this guy's arm by his side. There's only 2 of them. Like, that's because you just don't mess with them.
Yeah, I was games with 2 people.
Yes, I've done games with 2 people where
if you scale.
I've done an evil campaign. I've done an evil campaign with 2 people. And they just went around murdering people for no good reason. Those are fun for small groups.
Yeah, murdering a small group is always better than with the whole.
Last Monday in our campaign,
people, that's fun, but like a whole bunch of people, that's an army, and like that's unacceptable.
Yeah. No.
Well, it's funny. Like last Monday in our campaign, my dwarf, like we came across this room and pulled a lever, and then mirror images of ourselves showed up, and we had to fight them. So I just kept like constantly rolling diplomacy to convince my mirror image not to fight. But in the end, I had to kill it, and of course, because the only thing that can kill Dunkor, the dwarf, is Dunkor. But I felt like I feel like my character would feel really bad that he had to kill himself, the only person he's ever loved. So I like just did the rest of the night. I was kind of like depressed and like just like I was like whatever. Like there's a bunch of sarcophagus, a bunch of shit's gonna jump out at us. So let's just open it. I just opened this coffin up because fucking and it's like. And I just played the rest of the night like that. It was like he just doesn't want to deal with it right now, guys. He's in a dark place.
Oh my gosh, it sounds great.
Then his pet dragon got eaten. Well, it wasn't actually eaten, but he thought it was eaten by a magical water snake, and he was just like, no, and he gave up for a while until he realized it was just teleported away.
Oh, it's a good thing it was a magical water snake and not the non-magical kind.
Well, because like we sent it in to get a key, and then it missed, and the magical water snake ate it, but then it disappeared and teleported it into a river. But he didn't know that, so he was just like, no, Fang! Not you!
Poor
Anyone
Fang.
but you! Take Cane Wolf! Take it, especially Cane Wolf!
Oh god, this show's gonna turn into a D&D discussion.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
Eric, if we play the actual if we get past the little mini campaign that I want to try just so everyone can get used to it, do you want to run the actual campaign or do you want me to continue? Because I
the
I don't mind
campaign
running because I have it set up in my
the
head.
campaign in the starter set is not mini by any stretch of the imagination. It's
That's
a
true.
full
But
fucking
it's supposed
campaign.
to get you from 1 to 5.
Yeah, but it's a fully fledged campaign, like with some really serious things. Like it comes in, it's like 4 parts. There's a big hub town and a bunch of different quests. You don't have to do all of them. You could probably skip, but there's a lot of quests and stuff. So it might take us a while. I mean, we could always like stop and try something different. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely run the opener just because you don't know how to run Roll20 like I do. But if you figure out how to run it and think I'm ready to do this, then yeah, you can take over if you want.
All right. So I was going to take the next week to look it over before the computer part, because I know how to run the combat role-playing part.
Yeah. It's just the system that Roll20 has. It's pretty intuitive, but it just takes a second to figure it all out. It's easier once you've played through it and you can see what it does.
So are we gonna have to do it like I'm at a computer, you're at a computer, and then like Sarah sits over there and Amanda's on her own laptop like that?
No, I mean you guys can share. I mean you can if I give like just. I mean you don't all have to have your own account. I guess you could have. Like, you both could be playing on this, and you could like your computer can have control of both your characters. So you just, when it's time to roll,
you move the pog. You move the right pog.
Yeah, you can control both of them, and then both of you make the decisions. Or if you want to have your own computers, you can do that way too.
Sounds fun. Eric, you said you were gonna get a job.
I applied for a writing job over at Rock Paper Shotgun. I don't know, like the deadline's tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to get it. But I just thought, like, I was like, fuck it, whatever. I write funny, and these guys are, I really like the way their style. I think I might fit in there pretty well. So I put it in a thing. I did a writing sample and a shitty resume and a cover letter where I was probably too funny. Not like God, this guy's too funny. Like this guy is fucking.
He's trying too hard.
Joke. Yeah, I definitely probably tried too hard, and that's why I'm not going to get it.
That's like the thing people say either before they find massive success or before they spiral into a deep, dark depression.
Well, I'm dead inside, so no depression, and I'm never going to find success, so neither, really.
Yeah, right?
I'm just not going to get the job.
Are you going to keep applying for writing gigs?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I like writing. Writing's fun. I think I'm good at it. You know, I don't know if I told you this, but I did a half-hour sketch show that was fucking sold out last night.
What? You sold out? Were you the guy on the thing that like had your face like, come see the great magical Eric?
It was my sketch team, and we were paired with another sketch show, another half-hour sketch show, and it sold out. There's like 120 seats, maybe a little more. Fucking sold out. It was amazing. These and this sort of type of show doesn't normally sell out, so it was a big deal for us and them.
So what? I mean, like this because you've been doing a lot of hate mail stuff lately. Has it been taken off?
I don't know. I mean, this is our first what they call a spank show, where anyone can do these. You just have to submit a script and stuff and have a director, and we did, and got a show. But yeah, I mean, our actual show that we do twice a month is doing well, but our theater just closed down. It was going to be moving and reopen by the start of the next month. It was supposed to be like down for 2 weeks. But now there's the city of Los Angeles is fucking over the new location a little bit, so it might be a little while before we get another show up and running. But hopefully that'll show up, and the new location is pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, and we'll also probably do these like half-hour sketch shows more often and do more videos, hopefully. So we'll see.
That'd be cool. Like, you've been spending your days at your parents' house. You just left Amanda over there and God knows where, Cape Cod, or wherever she is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly where I left her. Yes.
It's because I just wondering, like, I don't know, like I can't imagine like just leaving and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with my parents for 2 weeks. See you later.
No, that's essentially what I did, because she wanted to come down, but due to the fact that she was laid off from her teaching job last year, she's been spending the summer looking for jobs and working at JCPenney's, and she actually just found another teaching job for next year. So,
oh, great!
Good on her.
Congratulations! Oh, that's fun. Good stuff.
Now time to join up Dungeons and Dragons and be a huge fucking nerd like us.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm actually, you know what? I gave you guys a lot of shit, but after reading through the rules and playing,
trust me, the rules don't do justice. It's when you start playing it, you're like, oh, this is what it is? Like, you can't really, until you jump into it, you don't know what it is, really.
It's true.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna roll charisma on everything.
It doesn't really work that way. I mean, if you want to do a roll to see how much to see your stats, that's fine. If you want to throw them in charisma, yeah, you can do that. But yeah, we can definitely build you your own character, or you can just use the ones that come with it if you want.
What's the worst magic spell to get?
Precedentation.
I think but you get that one anyways. Like.
Yeah, but I actually used that one to distract something. Like there was like some monster coming. I'm like, I'm gonna cast it right in front of its face, and I had to make a difficulty check, but I was able to get like these things to float in front of its face that it couldn't like swat out of the way because they weren't really there.
Yeah, I was watching Penny Arcade. They do a podcast with this great one of the head guys at Wizard of the Coast. As their DM, and he's a fucking amazing DM. And one time they used Precedentation to make this bad guy look like a giant red rock that this boar monster eats, so the boar monster went after him. Yeah.
So, wait, what does it do? I mean, you just...
It transforms, it makes something look like something else. Like you make yourself look like an orc, so you can walk past the orcs, or you make this halfling look like a goblin, or whatever.
So what if I just have that spell
it's
in
not
charisma?
Just disguise. It also you can float like balls. It's like...
You can float balls, all right.
It's like very cheap magic tricks. That's what you can perform with it.
It's an illusion.
So I want just that, but can I like max out that somehow?
No, I mean that's a cantrip, so you can use that. It's basically at will all the time.
Don't necessarily. Some of them will upgrade, like Magic Missile. You get more missiles as you level, but you don't like add points.
No, fuck that. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to trick people.
Magic Missile. Magic Missile. Magic Missile.
You just want to use Magic Missile, sleep, and stuff like that. Yeah, you could just be.
I'm just gonna be like, no, he's asleep now, and then he stumbled into a cave and died.
Yeah, you can be a wizard that just pacifist wizard if you want, and you just use Prestidigitation and sleep and light.
Yeah, because I think it'd be really interesting to kind of use the environment around you and
Mage Hand. Mage Hand would be great. You could pick up a giant rock and drop it on somebody.
But like I don't want to have that many spells. I just want to have like one powerful one. Like all I can do is I'm a slick talker with one trick. Like that's all I want to. Like, yeah. See, I want to be.
I think so. I've tried to build characters that are strong role-playing characters, but a lot of the people I've been with, or a lot of the campaigns I've been with, have been strong, combat that I didn't know about. So you have these really cool characters, like you're saying, where it's like, yeah, look what I can do, and then it's like combat. You're like, wow, I can get punched in the face. That's about all I'm good at.
So you just sit there, get your ass kicked. You're like, look at, if I wanted a kiss, I'd call your mother. Pow, 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 pow. You just keep getting punched in the face. Like maybe.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Is that how the campaign is, Eric? Am I just gonna get my ass kicked?
No, not if we have a full group. Like if 4 people, you might be okay. The wizard in the group, or sorcerer, or mage, is the glass cannon, and he puts the cannon part because he does a shitload of damage. So you're kind of fucking them over a little bit because that's less damage. You're kind of just taking up the spot.
Right.
But,
yeah, but that's.
But I'd allow it. I would totally allow it just for the.
It's like being in this level 60 dungeon in World of Warcraft and not wearing any clothes or weapons. So you have all your spells, but they all do about 3 damage in a level 70 dungeon. That's about the equivalent.
And all I use is my stat stick, just wanding people down.
I'm wanding to get mana back.
I have all the stand.
Wow. Yeah. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think it's that time of the show again, Eric. Though that time.
Will we stop talking about all this bullshit and start plugging each other?
No, I was talking about that. Yeah, you're right. No, that's. Yeah.
My plug for this week was removed from YouTube at some point, so I can't suggest it. But it was going to be. It's a documentary called Kingdom of Dreams and Madness, which is a documentary about Studio Ghibli, which are the people that do a bunch of fucking amazing cartoons like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. And it was on YouTube, and it was really awesome, but it's not there anymore. So instead, I'm going to plug the Dungeons and Dragons podcast with the guys from Penny Arcade on the Wizards of the Coast website. Their sort of guild in Dungeons and Dragons is called Acquisitions Incorporated, and it's really funny, especially the live ones. They've done a couple of live playthroughs with audiences at the various PAX panels and stuff like that have been really awesome. And it's great because you get to see them kind of start out and build their characters up. And like one of the guys from Penny Arcade has never played it, and he kind of plays a character kind of like the way you want, Joe. He's like he's a wizard with very illusionary tactics. He's always like sprouting doves. Yeah, he's just like dove, dove, dove. So I'll plug that. You can find that in the show notes by going to justcoolenough.com.
I make a really big hole. I'm gonna make a really big hole right in front of him. All right, keep making holes.
Yeah, he named his character Jim Dark Magic. So it's a pretty entertaining podcast.
This is gonna be fun. All right, my plug for this week. I have two plugs. The first one is nerdblurb.com. I got in contact with these guys. Somebody said the word blurb. And I was like, blurb? Where have I heard about that before? Nerd blurb. I'm like, holy shit, this was the first podcast that I ever subscribed to. And it was like back in like 2004 or 2005. So I looked them up, and I found them, and they're still podcasting. We've actually surpassed the amount of episodes that they put out. But holy shit, Edgar and Steve from Nerd Blurb. I want them on the show. I want to do an interview with them or just talk to them because like they were such a big part of starting podcasting.
I would have been where I am if it had been for you guys. And like, please don't say that.
Yeah, please don't say that. You're not even successful.
You can use that as a plug. Like, we're not gonna.
Just stop talking to us. Why are you following us on Twitter? Please stop. So yeah, I found them. I hunted them down. I started talking to them, and they were responding for like one day, and then I haven't talked to them since. So maybe they thought I was annoying or watched the show, and they're like, I don't want to be on this shit. So totally understandable. But anyway, go check out their stuff, nerdblurb.com. They deserve better. They're so good. Also, the other plug I have is message me if you want to be in an active Clash of Clans. The D Club, undefeated. We're like 15-0. Not like. We are 15-0. I have no idea how we keep winning these wars, but we're winning these wars. Come play Clash of Clans. It's a stupid game, but I love it, and you could be in the D Club, but only if you're active and good. It's invitation only. So we're looking to get like 50 people so we get to the next one. What's up?
What's the D stand for?
I don't know, actually. I'm not the leader of it. My brother is, so I'll have to ask him. I never pondered to ask him. What's your plug this week, Ike?
If you've been playing Hearthstone or haven't picked it up for a while, go check it out because they are now doing the
solo adventures.
Yeah, the solo adventures.
Ooh,
so I've been playing that, and I did all the normal, the challenge, and the heroics. I finished all in less than 24 hours.
They just introduced the Nox Ramus solo adventure, so you can fight against computer bots, and it's really awesome. Yeah, I completed normal. I'm stuck on the second challenge, the rogue versus the giant spider lady. But it's super fun, and thanks to a friend of the show and Jason, who's like, hey. You want all in Noxramus? I was like, yes, if you're just giving it away. He's like, here's a code. So now I have it.
So awesome. Now, so is it all unlocked? Is my question right now?
No, I still have to wait 2 weeks for the next wing to open up, but it's or a week or whatever. But I have it. I've purchased it, so now I don't have to. You can buy it, but it's free to play, so you can earn it with in-game coins too. You can unlock the wings.
I got 400. No, I got 3,000 total wins lifetime wins, and they give you 500 gold for it. So I'm holding on to it and waiting for
It's a nice way to spend it. Yeah, me and my sketch coach had a really nerdy conversation last night in the green room of UCB about Hearthstone. So much so the guy we were like talking about it, he's like, yeah, I can't get past the spider. I was like, I built I built a hunter deck because the pre-made one wasn't doing it for me. And then this guy was like, oh, this isn't a bit. You guys are actually talking about this? It's like, yeah.
Oh my god.
These guys are like, they're talking like they're nerds. This is hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I wanted to. One more. Hold on. Okay, So Kyle McCarley, holy shit, he's so cool, and he's doing more voiceover stuff. Congratulations to him for being super successful. We'll cheer you on. Yeah, I know.
He doesn't listen to this. He's got more important things.
He's doing so many good things.
Now.
He's playing hockey right now.
Yeah, he's always playing hockey. He can't do nothing because he's always playing hocky.
And voicing
or he's
over
watching
shit.
hockey.
He's always talking over people.
That's my thing.
Better let him know. Anyway, he's like a cool guy with cool friends and stuff. So congratulations.
He's not that cool. He doesn't have any cool friends. I'm his friend. That's what. Anyways, that's the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. I got places to be, I told you. You can check out the website justcoolenough.com and follow us and give us iTunes feedback and download the video and the audio and check out all the other stuff. We got a lot of great stuff. We've got movie commentaries and stuff, all free. Why we're free? I don't know, because no one's going to buy any of this crap. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm at Duncor, DUNCOR, which is right here if you're watching the video version.
You could follow me on Twitter at SpeedyF40, SPEEDYF40.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Relevus. It's not down there. By the way, Joe, you gave up on your Twitter?
No, I've been updating my Twitter. I've been tweeting.
With pictures? I didn't see pictures.
It doesn't have to be pictures every time, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Well,
no.
Somebody commented.
No, but
What were you gonna say, Eric? You gonna talk over me?
No, you're talking about you're up your Twitter game, and you're right. It doesn't have to. Like you kind of overdid it. You're like, I'm gonna start doing this, and then you're like, picture. I'm like, no, that's not what it is.
Well, I just like pictures on Twitter. It's better. But somebody was like, so is every update going to be a selfie now? And I'm like, yeah, but only because my Nexus 7 tablet is the old one, and I can only take selfie pictures because it only has a front-facing camera. Sorry. So get used to it. You're going to see my face on Twitter. That's how it is.
Or you can just unfollow him. I'd suggest that. Also, you could stop listening to this podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. But until next week, fuck off.
Awkward silence.